Hey guys, this is Tom again. Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to talk about gear. When is it time to get gear and when is it time to sell it? I know that I need gear every moment I go to reverb.com and it's like, I need that. But obviously you don't. And me either. And I'm still so very happy that I sold the huge amount of synths that I once owned, that I collected over like 40 years. I told that story many times, working in a music store and buying them really cheaply at the time. And I kept doing that all the way up to 2020, and that's when I decided it's too much. I'm just holding on to it because I've had it for such a long time, but I felt bad that I wasn't using them as much as I should. And then when I wanted to use them, they were broken down and I had it to be fixed, and it was like too much. And that's why I got rid of everything, and still till the day now, I don't regret it. But I've always called myself a full contact composer, so I still want to play with gear. So when do you decide when you need something? Sometimes it's purely because you want to open up your mind to new pieces of software or new pieces of hardware that have a completely different way of approaching creating a sound than the vast majority of the pieces that are out there. And you just want to find out if this is something for me. I acquire it, I play around with it, and sometimes I feel, oh, this is really gonna broaden my color template in the music that I create. Or maybe I find out, no, this is not for me. And if it's not for me, in the old days, I would keep it, and now I am just selling it again or trading it in for something else. I would say, though, that for the movies that I'm currently working on, I was looking for a very specific approach in sounds that I simply didn't have before. Keep in mind, though, that what I owned all the way up to 2020 primarily were very classic synthesizers and modular systems, and they sound fantastic. I mean, just like an Oberheim 8 voice is an incredible sounding synth, and the Jupiter 8 by Roland is a fantastic sounding synth, but it would always be a Jupiter 8 and nothing more. And if you want to make more of it, you need to start using distortion pedals or other plugins to roughen up the sound or to make it more this and that, thus taking away step by step the quality of the original instrument. And you might as well use a plugin for that. So for me, it's very important that an instrument that I now acquire is a very modern instrument with lots of modern possibilities. So if I have a crazy idea in my head, what I want to create, there's not going to be any limitation on the box or on the equipment itself that is going to limit what I'm going to get out of it. And that was the thing with lots of these old classic synths that I owned. A Mini Moog is always a Mini Moog, and great sounding Mini Moog, great sounding synth, I should say, and classic synth, but it will always sound like a Mini Moog unless you do really drastic things with this, thus taking away the quality. And the things that I'm now working with are made for experimentation. They are made for a journey to figure out what the box actually does. Many of these things do not even come with a step-by-step manual how to use them. It has a bunch of knobs and it has some weird icons or weird signs. And yes, sometimes you find a video online of somebody who explains what each knob potentially could be. But if you're looking at that system behind me, the bookless system, there's barely any video around because there's barely any bookless system around. And so it's really like a journey yourself, how to make sound with something like that and to make it your own. And that I find very inspiring. And that's why I honestly feel that I don't need that much gear anymore. And what I don't need or what I feel is not going to bring me whatever I feel is necessary for the project, I just simply trade it in or I'm going to sell it. So that's the segment about gear and when to acquire it and or not, and when to sell it potentially. And if you have any questions regarding this, leave them below and I'll see you on the next segment.